SFL 2021 convention football action concludes today as the Florida Storm host the Denver Nightwings. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the booth is fellow Hall of Famer Ramos Lynn. Our producer is Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Ramos, it's great to pair up with you today. How you doing?
Doing great, Mike. Thank you very much. I hope everybody's having a phenomenal convention weekend, and we wrap up with the defending champions against the defending runner-ups, actually, in the Denver Nightwings. And this could be a matchup for the ages, Mike. Two of the best franchises the SFL has to offer.
Absolutely, Ramos. It's the Season 16 championship rematch between the Storm and Nightwings. Everyone will remember the Nightwings came away with a win in that one with a walk-off Kramer Jackman field goal. That'll be remembered for a long time. It was a real back-and-forth game. 10 lead changes. It was then decided at the buzzer. Here in Season 17, both of these teams are 1-1 after 2 weeks of play. Denver now featuring a rookie quarterback and running back, reloading their roster after some retirements at key positions. In fact, there's 7 total new players on this roster. Florida, on the other hand, they're mostly intact. Only 2 new players changing over from last season. It's 2 franchises with multiple championships under their belt, though. So what does each team need to do to come away with a win here today?
I think that for Denver, the key thing is take care of the football. Florida just absolutely destroyed the Jacksonville Kings last week with takeaways. They had multiple interceptions, and basically they didn't allow the Jacksonville Kings to do anything offensively. I think Denver has to rely on the rookie running back, and for Florida, just keep doing what they're doing. Put pressure on the quarterback, make sure they don't get burnt deep, and get some takeaways, because the offense in the first couple of weeks of the season has struggled just a little bit, and it's been their defense who's been the bright spot of this team.
All right, well, Matt Fennick has the ball teed up, kicked off. We are underway here in Florida, taking it back from the 6-yard line and returning it straight up the middle. Brings it out to the 25-yard line, and that is where Florida will get things started. Justice Blackwell on the return, the second-round pick. And the legendary Ron Cochran on his way out onto the field. Get things started for the Florida offense.
Ron Cochran goes under center, so probably a run here, a short pass.
And it will be a pass, quick out route down to the bottom. That one is complete, hauled in by E.J. Minson. Let's run through the Florida Storm starting offensive lineup. We mentioned quarterback Ron Cochran. Entering his second season's halfback Charlie Beletsky. Wide receivers are Stephen Bush, you just saw, E.J. Minson, and Justice Blackwell. The tight ends are Veridin Zarkov and Paulie Truth. Guard Joseph Wade and tackle Greg McDonaldson help shore up the offensive line. On first down, it is a short run for a loss. Beletsky taking his first handoff will go for -2.
Yeah, and Denver running man-to-man coverage right there with a lot of players in the box, really expecting that run from Beletsky. And, early on, it could be probably the pass, Mike, that, could hurt the Denver Nightwings a little bit instead of the run.
Cochran throws on the run into coverage, tipped and nearly picked off. Sam Blanchak getting his hands on the ball for the Nightwing defense. And let's roll through the Nightwing starting defensive lineup. The defensive line is Marlon Marshall, Hugo Reynosa, and Des Troyer. The linebackers, Adam Wiseman, Jose Fuentes. The corners, Nick Kindler and Rosca Santagria. The safeties, Josh Vasquez, Isaiah King III, and Matt Papineau. 3rd down and 12. Cochran, short drop, throws over the middle for first down yardage, but it's picked off. Going back the other way, returning it into Florida territory is Josh Vasquez. He gets it all the way back to the 29-yard line to set Denver up in amazing starting field position for their opening drive.
Yeah, not a bad play call by Florida. That's a 4-4 defense. Actually, one of the linebackers blitzed. That's just a great instinct play by the safety. Recognizes the post route and goes deep for the interception, and a great return for the Nightwings as well, already in scoring position.
Absolutely. Vasquez had 3 interceptions last season. Gets one here in the first minute of the game today. Heavy set for the Nightwings. as rookie quarterback Eric Price comes out onto the field. Price will throw, swings it out to fellow rookie Bailey O'Shaughnessy, who gets it up to the 24-yard line, 2nd down and 5. The rest of the Nightwings starters are fullback R.E. Mills, the wide receivers Bryce Battle, Riley Quintero, and Logan Keel. The tight ends Jeremy Mosley and Jim Copeland Jr. and guard Gene Benazzi. And 2nd down and 5. Carry goes for no gain. Tried to run it straight up the gut, but that did not work.
Yeah, not at all. Great play by the linebacker. That was a 3-3 man front instead of, what you will consider to be more of a base defense. And that was a heavy set for the Nightwings. So, later on in the game, they could have some success with it. Not that time.
Price in the gun on 3rd down and 5. Stepping up, hit as he throws, and that one falls incomplete. So they only gain 5 yards after that great starting field position, Ramos.
Yeah, but they can come away with a field goal at least. It's promising for the Florida defense that they were able to get a stop. But at least the Denver Nightwings can come away with 3 points and, get the lead early.
Yeah, absolutely. And points off turnovers is always key to winning games, even if it's just 3, to capitalize off of that interception was big for the Nightwings. Else, guess we shouldn't count the points before they're up on the board. So first, a 41-yard field goal try from the right hash. It's up and good. Matt Fennick, the veteran coming over from Louisiana in free agency to replace the potential future Hall of Famer, Ramos, Kramer Jackman.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a Hall of Famer caliber player, and just trying to follow on those footsteps. Good job getting that one field goal, and the Nightwings are up 3-0 early.
And what a way for somebody to end their career. Last play, hadn't been called out onto the field for a field goal the entire championship game. And then, hey, come win it for us now. As time expires, kicks
no
it.
Pressure.
Yeah, nothing. No big deal. Blackwell returns this one up to the 23, and Cochran coming back out onto the field. Interception on his opening possession, but 9 seasons in the league, he's due to some difficulties like that, but has obviously rebounded from things like that many times in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. Going in an I formation, it looks like. A lot of players in the box for Denver.
And Cochran will throw, gets it into Boletsky's hands. Boletsky spins and gets his way up to the 26-yard line, short gain of 3.
Very quick defense right there by the Denver Nightwings. A lot of players in the box, so it's going to be difficult sometimes for a defense to react and go to the outside, but a good job right there, just limiting the gain to 3 yards. And, Cochran just has tried to throw the ball deep one time. That got intercepted, and the short passes are working a little bit better.
And Boletsky takes the handoff. That one goes for a loss of 3, so they gain 3, they lose 3. Ramos, 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, and Boletsky, again, now at -5 yards rushing, which is not a great start, but, anytime number 33 can come up with a huge run he did last week and a big touchdown through the left side. So always a threat.
And Cochran will throw, pressure coming, and looks like a corner blitz. Ramos gets the sack.
Yeah.
And it'll be a 4th and 18.
Yeah, the safety blitz, that's Papineau with the sack, a rare sack for a safety, that is, and completely unaccounted for, as the fullback right there didn't even see it. Now, it is always your obligation as a fullback to take care of the middle rather than the outside, but still, that guy went completely unblocked for a sack.
Marcus Agrippa on to punt for the Storm, standing back in his own end zone. That sack costing them 8 yards. And Agrippa gets this one away, passing midfield. A great punt, about 57 yards through the air. Returned by Riley Quintero. Looked like maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on the return. And Denver will start their second possession on offense from their own 44-yard line. So not as good as their opening possession, but still pretty decent starting field position for the Nightwings.
Yeah, that's back-to-back times. Obviously, the first time already in scoring position. This time, just close to midfield. Look for a play action here.
And there it is. Price gets this one out to the left, and that one is complete. Gain of 9. Connects with Logan Keel. And let's roll through the starting lineup for the Florida Storm defense. The defensive line, Deontay Stoneville, Alessandro Tomaello, Alex Dominguez, Big Sexy himself. The linebackers are Stephen Black and Eric Hammer. The corners, Ryan Davidson, Evan Carroll, and Adam Jones. The safeties, Ryan Tobin and Andrew Francis. Second down and 1, 3-receiver set. Offset eye in the backfield, and this one is handed off to O'Shaughnessy. He goes for a loss of 2, and both teams have struggled with the run game early on in this one.
Yeah, they have. I think that for Denver is going to be better if they try to run the ball to the outside. The middle of the field is really heavy with Dominguez, Hammer, and company, Tomaello, but probably to the outside with some good blocking by a fullback or a tight end. They can get something. Look for another play action here, just going back to the last play.
And it is indeed play action. Another quick pass right down to the bottom. Ramos called that one pretty much spot on. Logan Keel once again on the out route.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So unless the Florida Storm can, fix their play calling on defense in regards to that play, you can basically take it as much as they can give it to you. So getting closer to some scoring position here at the 41. And it looks like another run set, even though that could be a short pass down to the near side again.
This is why he's in the Hall of Fame, folks. He calls the plays before they even happen. Price swings that one out to O'Shaughnessy. Tries to spin and get some yards, but only is able to gain 2. Gets up to the Florida 39-yard line.
Yeah, and Denver doing something that unfortunately Jacksonville couldn't do last week early on, which is take care of the football. Now, hopefully this is not a commentary's jinx, but, so far so good. And going back to the same formation.
And same exact play once again. Like Ramos said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Logan Keel with first down yardage this time. Gets up to the 30. Steps out of bounds. First down.
And good enough for a field goal range here for the Denver Nightwings, who, again, they are struggling a little bit on the run game. They are not able to block pretty well so far, but the pass blocking has been pretty successful, other than a hit early on.
2 wide receivers out to the right side of the formation. 2 backs in the backfield. Price under center. Price hands this one off to O'Shaughnessy. Gains 2, and that fits right into what you were just saying with the lack of production so far on the ground game. O'Shaughnessy only had 22 yards last week in their loss to Atlanta. So a slow start so far for the rookie. Talk about big shoes to fill, with Josh Miller, Jared McChesney leaving, Kramer Jackman. So these, those 2 rookies, and then Matt Fennick in the kicking position, trying to fill some really big shoes from the previous Denver Nightwings squad. A short run up the middle for R.E. Mills. Sets up a 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, and R.E. Mills basically becomes not the feature back, but at least the experience back in this offense. Obviously, O'Shaughnessy is the main running back here, but R.E. Mills with that experience can, carry the ball probably 3 or 5 times in the game, get a couple passes as well.
And taking the handoff this time is O'Shaughnessy. Can't get anything out of that one, and right back to the Florida 25, where we'll set up another field goal try. Matt Fennick back out for kick number 2.
Right, and obviously you want to come away with touchdowns instead of field goals, especially when you go against this team, but, at least if you can come away with points early on, that sets you good for the rest of the game at least.
This one from 42 yards straight down the middle. Matt Fennick is still perfect on the day. It's up and through. Denver now out in front 6-0 over the Florida Storm. If you are new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, you can visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Matt Fennick puts the ball up into the air. Blackwell taking it back inside his own 5, and wrapped up and leveled. Back at about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that's Vasquez again, who's having a great start of this game. Had an interception early on, and now with a big tackle on special teams. And, going back to Florida, it's the short passing that has actually worked for them. Pretty much everything else has been hit or miss, mostly missed. So maybe Ron Cochran is going to be looking for some sort of short passing game in this drive.
First down, Cochran throws over the middle into coverage and somehow connects. Oh, man, my heart fluttered for a second, Ramos. I thought that was going the other way, but he actually gets a first down out of it.
Yeah, that's a hook route right there by the wide receiver, E.J. Minson, who's getting better every season in his fairly new position. He used to be a tight end first and then made a transition to the wide receiver spot. And every season getting just a little bit better. Denver is ready for the run here. Look out.
And
maybe not.
You indeed see the run, but the blocks set up well. Charlie Beletsky running up the left sideline and gets all the way down to the Denver 30. A huge run for Beletsky.
Yeah, and that's obviously a big part of Beletsky picking up his blocks. But look at the blocking here as the fullback right there just destroys a man, and then the wide receiver does the same thing. Denver looked pretty poised to make another tackle behind the line of scrimmage, but the blocking was incredible on that play.
Beletsky, 28 carries for 152 yards and a touchdown last week, including the 80-yarder that you mentioned earlier, Ramos. Cochran back to throw, throws an out route down to the bottom. That one is caught. Stephen Bush making his first appearance of the ball game, gained 6, sets up a second down and 4.
And now it's Florida who's in scoring position at the 24-yard line. A good drive going on so far. Big part thanks to that huge Beletsky run. And on 2nd and 4, basically your whole playbook is wide open. This is a shotgun play, so it's going to be another throw. Maybe they will try a deep shot here. They will have 3rd and 4 either way.
Cochran, pressure coming, throws over the middle, and that one is well defended and incomplete, trying to hit Beletsky, but it was defended by the linebacker and incomplete.
Yeah, very well defended. He was about the only receiver who was pretty blanketed. I think he had like 3 or 4 more receivers pretty open on that play, and Cochran just made the poor decision. But, it's a 3rd and 4. You have a good chunk of your playbook open for you. Let's see what they do.
Offset eye in the backfield, Cochran under center. Will throw, pressure coming again. Just barely gets it away and gets the first down. Caught by Zarkov, and he gets it all the way up to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, almost pure instincts right there. Just, turning around and by a millisecond looking for a wide receiver that is open, and actually a tight end who was open in the middle of the field. And a great throw to pick up a first.
Cochran's rating currently 36.5. Not too great, but I'm sure he'll work on it as the day goes on. Cochran getting it out into the hands of Beletsky, and Beletsky spins up to the 11-yard line, sets up a 2nd down and 5. And, Ramos, the game really kind of started off looking like it was, all going Denver's way, except for ending the drives in field goals, but starting off with the pick on the opening possession, the punt on the second possession, and, getting points on both of their possessions. And, now things are starting to turn Florida's way. We'll see what happens here. So he throws towards the end zone, and just like that, he's into the end zone and ties the game up. 6-6, touchdown Storm.
Yeah, and doing a great job, Florida, at recognizing the fact that Denver is blitzing on that defensive formation. So what do? You throw the ball to the spot that has been vacated. As you can see, the linebacker blitzes, and that is his spot. The linebacker is supposed to be in that area when he's in coverage. He is not, and an easy 6 points for the Storm.
And the veteran Ron Cochran getting it into the end zone. Gets this game tied up. Ethan Sneed on for the extra point to give Florida their first lead of the ball game. Good snap, good hold, kick is in, and Florida now out in front, 7-6 over the Nightwings. And Ramos, we haven't seen a lot of offensive production yet out of the Nightwings. Both times they had good starting field position. On their opening possession, they started at the Florida 29-yard line, and then they started at their own 44-yard line, but both times could only get a field goal.
Yeah, the first possession only net 5 yards of offense. Then they were able to string a few first downs together, and the drive stalled for another field goal. This time, the field position is not as good as at the 24-yard line, but I think the offense showed promise last time around, and as opposed to the first drive where the defense of the Storm dominated.
Last week against the Atlanta Swarm, Eric Price threw the ball 47 times, completed 38 of them. So, it's 80% completion percentage. Pretty darn good. 340 yards, had one touchdown, did have one pick, but a pretty well-rounded game for Price. Just couldn't get points on the board there either, losing that one 29-13. And finally, some production out of the rushing game. Bailey O'Shaughnessy all the way down to the Florida 43.
Yeah, and I was saying in the previous Denver drive, I think it's going to be the run to the outside that could have some success instead of the running to the middle. As you can see, when he gets to the line of scrimmage, there's great blocking all around, and nobody touches him until he gets past midfield. And we saw a pretty similar play out of the Florida Storm on their previous possession where Beletsky got loose, and that time was O'Shaughnessy's opportunity. Look on the top of the screen. Maybe another out route coming.
Yeah, playing about 10 yards off. Price, play action, out route up to the top. Ramos, is kind of bizarre calling games with you because, I feel like we have like a cheat code here because you tell me what the play is going to be, and then I can't be surprised when I see it happen.
Yeah, it's Bryce Battle. There was just a lot of cushion, Mike, right there on the outside. You could tell it was a pretty deep coverage by the corner. And, the comeback or the out or the hook, whatever you want to do, is pretty open. Another run to the outside, maybe.
And it is indeed a run to the outside. This one does not work out quite as well. Well defended by the Storm. Stephen Black in on the tackle. Wraps up O'Shaughnessy, and no gain on the play. Or actually, there was a short gain. Yeah, enough for a first down. They just got first down yardage. Excuse me.
Yeah, and a great play by Stephen Black. If he doesn't make the tackle, that's gone for 6.
And that wraps up quarter number 1 here in the Season 16 Championship rematch. As we wrap things up at the SFL convention. Denver 6, Florida 7. As we flip sides of the field and get things started here in quarter number 2, I'm Mike Daggs in the booth with fellow Hall of Famer Ramos Lynn. And Eric Price throws, tipped, and that one could have been picked off. Looked like it bounced off the helmet of Logan Keel. And fortunately for Denver, fell harmlessly to the turf. Sets up a 2nd down and 10. Price coming back to the line. 3 receivers split out to his right. Price short drop. Throws deep down the right sideline. And incomplete. Logan Keel had his hands on the ball, but it was well defended by Ryan Davidson.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 ball right there. And sorry to cut you off. I don't blame the taking a shot. It's a 50-50. Sometimes you have to trust your wide receiver to make the play, and it was pretty contested. A good job by the defense. Now, it's pretty much the same play. I will be surprised if they take the out route. They may go now inside this time.
Price, play action. Pressure coming.
No chance.
And Big Sexy wraps him up and brings him down back at the 39-yard line. A huge loss, and that will likely knock them out of Matt Fennick range.
Yeah, and he tried to go to the post route as opposed to the out route that time, but there was just no chance. The defense of the Florida Storm finally, covers every receiver on that play, and it's out of field goal range. A punt is incoming. What a huge sack.
Absolutely. Matty Wiseman out to punt for the Nightwings. Justice Blackwell standing back way near his own goal line. This one bounces down at the 5. Oh, this could be a great punt if he can stop his momentum, and he does.
Yeah.
Ball is downed at the 6.
Yeah, and Denver has not shown a lot of pressure on the quarterback so far in this game, but this is still territory for a safety. I mean, it's only 6 yards away from the goal line. They have to be careful. I will probably send another run to the outside with the running back here, Beletsky, or a swing pass.
Denver showing pressure, and Beletsky tries to get to the outside, and he just can't
Wow.
do it. Josh
Vasquez,
Vasquez came flying in like a rocket, leveled him after a gain of 1.
Yeah, what an unbelievable first half for Josh Vasquez already. You know, an interception where he was left on an island, 1-on-1, big tackle on special teams, and now 1-on-1 against the running back makes the play.
Offset eye in the backfield here on 2nd down and 9. Beletsky takes a handoff, has blockers this time, breaks through and out past the 30-yard line, off to the races. Can anyone catch him up past the 40, the 30? Ramos, he's going to go. Oh, he's tackled at the 2. A huge run, 92 yards, I believe.
And if you had Charlie Bullet Beletsky, if you place a bet for Bullet Beletsky to run for more than a 50-yard touchdown, then you are really, really mad right now. That was potentially a 94-yard score, and it was just 2 yards shy, 92 yards. But they could give him the ball again. Now, he's going to be pretty tired after that play. Let's see if he has enough stamina.
And so is Jose Fuentes. Jose Fuentes, what a job by the linebacker. That 6'5", 260-pound linebacker chasing him down. Oh, man. Cochran hands the ball off. Oh, and he's looking a little bit slow, Beletsky, that time.
Yeah.
Matt Papineau is able to get him for a 1-yard loss, and it might be time to put in the backup for a minute.
Yeah, I agree. And if the Denver Nightwings managed to get half a stop, that could be one of the best plays in the game. Not for, I mean, obviously for Beletsky's side too. I mean, it's a 92-yard run, but the defense play.
Oh, look at that. Cochran throws it towards the back of the end zone, and that one is tipped by Papineau. So Papineau gets the stop and then gets the tip. That one could have almost been picked off as well.
Yeah, you can tell Coach Vega puts their defense to run some full field sprints. You know, when you are put in the by the coach and you have to get to the other end zone, because that really came in handy as a 260-pound linebacker chased a finesse back down.
I couldn't believe it. I thought he was gone. And then he got tackled at the 2. Now let's see what happens here on 3rd down and goal. Cochran looking, gets it into the hands of Beletsky, but he's wrapped up immediately by Hugo Reynosa. And joined by, let's see here, it looks like Rosca Santagria. And another loss, that time a loss of 3. So a 92-yard run and then 4 yards lost sets up that 4th down and goal from the 6.
What a huge stand right there by the Denver defense. Of course, they had a chance to make a stop on the other line to get some good field position, but after that 92-yard run, this is the best thing they could have come away with, and a great job by them.
Absolutely. Jose Fuentes single-handedly saved the Nightwings 4 points.
Yeah, no question. And this is crucial when, you know, it looks like both offenses are just struggling just a little bit. We haven't seen really any throws successful over, 15 or 20 yards. It's just been a couple of runs to the outside and a bunch of out routes really for both teams.
Yeah, out routes and some swing passes.
Yeah, so points at our premium today.
8 minutes to go here in the first half. Quintero brings this one out to the 20, and that is where Eric Price will come back out onto the field on offense. You can visit the league website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player, to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The Simulation Football League is 17 seasons strong. First down and 10. Price play action up to the top. We've seen this route a few times, and this one goes for first down yardage on the out route itself. So getting a little bit of extra yards compared to the previous few times we've seen that play.
Yeah, really well called play. You know, you're in the right hash and you're throwing an out route to the left side. So when the pass is completed, the wide receiver is going to have some space to run the ball with it downfield. So it's a really well called play. Now it's the other way around. Maybe they're going to go with a pass to the inside, maybe a post route or something here.
Price, play action, and goes over the middle, and that one's incomplete. Trying to hit Quintero. And that one was into coverage, sets up a 2nd down and 10.
And that was a post route. And again, well called play is just a phenomenal play by the safety going from the other side of the field. That's Ryan Tobin, just out of nowhere coming away with a pass deflection as the other safety, I think, kind of, played another coverage. And, Tobin had to take his spot. And a great play defensively for the Storm.
2 backs in the backfield behind Price. Price is going to throw out down to the bottom, and that one is complete. Sets up a 3rd down and a more manageable 2 after a nice gain of 8 to Logan Keel.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do here on 3rd down. Probably a run to the outside has worked pretty well. Or maybe another out. It's basically the 2 things that have worked pretty well for the Nightwings. Is an offset formation. I think actually there's going to be a short pass to the outside.
Well, I'm guessing run, but we'll see. And, of course, you're right. Price up to the top, complete to Logan Keel. Who else on the out route?
Yeah. And it's 6 catches so far, and all 6 have been on out routes. So, really just eating on that play. And there it is again on the outside.
Or wide receiver look once again for the Nightwings. Play action once again. Can't get the out route that time. It was well defended and sacked back at the 39-yard line. Alessandro Tomaello in on the sack.
Yeah, and as I said on the pregame, pressure on the quarterback is going to be key. I mean, the out routes can't hit you if you're getting sacks, right? So just put pressure, get in front of the quarterback, and just make his life miserable. Now it's going to be 3 wide receivers top of the screen. Let's see what they do.
Only 1 sack last week for the Storm defense. Already, I think, 3 tonight. And now 4.
Wow.
3rd down and 24 now, and a little bit of taunting. Why not? Big Sexy in on another one.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a 3rd and 4, and it really doesn't look like that this Denver team has many plays for long distance. Well, now they go with 4 receivers and a tight end. First time they do.
And they throw for about half the distance and get about half of what was left, but that's about it. 4th down and 7. From midfield, this drive will come to a halt, and Matty Wiseman will come back out onto the field to punt once again for the Nightwings.
Yeah, and the ball is at midfield. This is one of those circumstances where you're kind of in no man's land, but it's too long to go for it. If it was like a 4th and 1, 4th and 2, you may consider it.
Right.
4th and 7, you just have to kick it away.
So Florida's defense does their job, maintains the lead. They're going to get the ball back for the offense. 5 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. Fair catch taken back at the 16-yard line. And that's where Ron Cochran will come back out onto the field on offense. Threw a pick on the opening possession, but looks like he settled down and got things turned around through a touchdown pass. Let's see what he can do on this drive as he struts back to the line like the wily old veteran that he is. 1st down and 10 from the 16. He's going to hand this one off to Boletsky, and Boletsky's going to try to do it again. Oh, what a great play by the defender, shedding his block and getting that tackle.
Yeah, none other than Josh Vasquez again, and that's one of the toughest plays to do as a defender, period, is shedding a block. Look at it. He just dips, he puts his shoulder down, rips through the wide receiver, and makes the tackle. It's not one of those plays that is going to show in the highlight for him. It's actually going to show in the highlights for Boletsky, but that's an unbelievable defensive play.
Yeah, absolutely. Boletsky could have easily been off to the end zone on that one. Now he's going to try to do it again, and he had an old lineman blocking for him downfield this time. But once again, Josh Vasquez getting the tackle. But another huge run for Boletsky. I'm interested to see his stats. He's got to be well over, I'm guessing, he's got to be approaching 150 yards by now, if not more than that.
Yeah, I will say probably 160 or so. 170. You know, you have to consider that 92-yard rush.
Right.
And early in the game, he had like a 30-something yard run and back-to-back big ones here.
Big ones there.
Yeah, so close to 200 yards.
Yeah, not too bad since we started off the broadcast early in the first quarter saying how neither team was really getting much going on the ground game. And Boletsky says, well, watch. And they try for a deep pass. Can he catch it off the tip? No, he cannot. Falls harmlessly to the turf, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, tough defensive play right there because that was a combination of post and corner route. So what you have to do as a corner is just basically guess, which one could be more open, go with that guy and trust the other defender to, possibly rotate to that side and provide some coverage. So a great play by the defense.
Offset eye on 2nd down. Cochran hands the ball off to Boletsky and hitting the backfield, but breaks through and fights his way forward to the Denver 22-yard line. And there is the stat number. The long is officially 91, but higher than both of our guesses.
Yeah, 181 total yards. And watch out, Registrator. By the way, the record is 425, so we're less than midway through, but you never know.
You never know. That'll be a hard record to break. Cochran, quick pass into coverage. That one's incomplete. And that'll bring another drive to an end. That'll end in another field goal, our 4th one of the game.
Yeah, and I have to say, another missed opportunity right there by Ron Cochran. I think he had a couple of players on the near side of your screen right here that were pretty open on the same slant route, but he went to the top of the screen. And an incompletion. And another half stop for the Nightwings. I mean, the defense is allowing a ton of rushing yards, but when it gets to the, inside the 25-yard line, they're doing a pretty decent job.
Yeah, they are. Only allowed the 1 touchdown pass earlier on, but they've stopped all the rushes. 39-yard field goal try from the right hash is up and through. They'll call it a 38-yarder. And Florida will maintain the lead, but it's still a 1-score ball game. So, kind of once again going a little bit back and forth. Denver starting out with a couple of scores, then Florida taking the lead. They haven't given it back up to Denver yet, but they're not running away with it. Well, I guess Boletsky's been running away with it, but not to the end zone. They keep getting stopped.
Yeah, I agree. And 81 yards with 0 touchdowns is kind of a weird stat line, but I'm pretty sure, there's going to be enough opportunities for him to break the play.
Yeah, there's a lot of rushing without hitting pay dirt. So Denver back on offense. Gets up to the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
Quintero on another return.
Yeah, you look at the stat sheet, you see long 92, touchdown 0. What?
You're like, well, that's got to be a typo. And
yeah.
Nope. Somehow it's accurate.
But he will have more chances surely in the game.
And on Jose Fuentes' stat line, it'll just say one tackle. That's all he gets for that. Nothing. On the stat sheet, it doesn't show anything impressive. Just 1 tackle.
1 tackle.
Meanwhile, Boletsky, 92-yard rush, 91-yard rush.
Yeah.
So a short gain there for O'Shaughnessy. 2nd down and 8. Just about 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Denver kicked things off to get this game started, so they will get the ball back to start half number 2. Let's see how well they can use these next 3 minutes. And Price is going to throw that one over the middle, and that one is caught. And check that out, Ramos. Logan Keel can catch more than just out routes.
Yeah, and this is the first time really either team completes a long pass. We've seen it a couple times. Florida tried it last drive on a deep corner route. That was deflected, and Denver tried basically a 50-50 ball to the end zone. A couple drives prior, that was deflected. So that's pretty much the first time we've seen a deep pass. And maybe another post route or something coming here.
Price, play action. And it's going to be a short pass now, switching things up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Dumping it down to O'Shaughnessy. That one did not work, though. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and he, I think, tried to go deep again, but the receivers got bumped. And I guess checking it out to your running back for no gain is better than taking another sack. So not a bad job right there by the quarterback.
Yep. Saves your field position. Lets you live for another down. And just gets it off before the 2-minute warning. Goes back to ye old out route. Logan Keel connects on that one. 3rd down and 5 as we hit the 2-minute warning with 1:58 to go here in the first half of action from Florida. Both of these teams averaging 22 to 23 points per game on offense after 2 weeks of play. See how many they can both score tonight. Quick pass over the middle. That one's incomplete, trying to hit Quintero. And it'll be a 4th down and 5. So they're not going to be able to capitalize on scoring before the 2 minutes and getting the ball back. And left plenty of time with all 3 timeouts for the Florida Storm to try to extend their lead even further.
Yeah, and it's another one-on-one passing play, and the defense again comes up with a pass deflection, and that's become a trend so far in the first half for both teams, actually. And speaking about trends, Denver again gets close to midfield, but is unable to go any further and has to punt the ball again.
Wiseman kicks this one away, trying to pin Florida deep, and oh wow, gets it at about the 11, returns it up to the 13, and then tackled. That is where Ron Cochran will come back out on offense. So 87 yards from the end zone. So if Boletsky can get another 91 yards on the ground, he'll get in this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems like a pretty similar play. So, well, formation at least. I think this is going to be another run to the outside, Mike. Let's see if your prediction comes true.
Well, Boletsky gets the ball. Stiff arms the first defender, but only can fall forward for a gain of 2. He's been hard to bring down on that first hit.
Yeah, he has. And especially with the angle that he has going to the outside, it's tough to tackle a guy like that going diagonally. If you can get him head on, maybe you can make a stop, but getting him diagonally is going to be an issue.
3 wide receiver set here on 2nd down. Cochran stepping up into the pocket and letting it float. Hit as he released the ball, and it'll be incomplete. Des Troyer getting the pressure on Cochran. It'll set up a 3rd down and 8. And Ramos, it looks like Denver now has the opportunity to potentially get the ball back in decent field position with all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, especially if they can get a tackle right there at the line or for a loss. I think there's going to be another run. If I'm Florida, I'm not sure if they're going to risk it. They may just run it here and try to force Denver to call a timeout.
And it's going to be play action. No, Cochran's going to go for the 1st down, and it nearly cost him dearly. Vasquez got his hands on the ball, and Ramos, he was already in full sprint towards the end zone.
Yeah, and that was very close from Josh Vasquez to have the hat trick, basically, which is, tackle, sack, and interception in the first half alone. So that was pretty close. And as you said, Denver doesn't have to call any timeouts, has all 3 remaining, and will get the ball around, I will say, the 45-yard line of their own side of the field.
Agrippa, for the 2nd time tonight, standing at his own goal line to punt this one away. And it goes down to the 44 with the return, goes up to about the 48.
A penalty, though.
And see what the call is. And it's Ramos's favorite penalty in football. It's clipping. And it's against the Nightwings. So let's see. It looks like it'll be after the return. So that'll set Denver back a little farther.
Yeah.
Another
that's
run.
Block in the back.
Yep.
Yeah. So in the SFL, we are old school. We allow the high helmet tackles. We allow all of that. And we call block in the back clipping. That's what the NFL used to call it back in the 60s and 70s. So we call that clipping. It's a block in the back, and that was an easy call.
Eric Price connects up to Logan Keel. Gets the 1st down, hurries back to the line, saving those timeouts for now.
Yeah, it was a mistake not getting out of bounds, though.
Price hands the ball off this time. That one goes to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy will gain 7 into Florida territory, and Denver will burn their first time out.
Yeah, good call. Timeout right there. Just after a gain of 7 yards, puts the ball at the 47 of Florida. And let's see if that, kind of, force field kind of allows Denver to go past this time. It's basically time and time again, Denver gets to this portion of the field and they cannot move any further.
Yeah, the offense stalls. See what they can do. Price gets it into the hands of O'Shaughnessy, and O'Shaughnessy can't go anywhere. 30 seconds, clock rolling. Hurrying back to the line, 3rd down and 3. Price, pump fake, gets it to O'Shaughnessy, spins and can't get past the second defender, and it looks like both teams now are content to just let this one go to halftime.
Yeah. Unbelievable back-to-back plays by the Storm defense. Once you allow a running back get past the line of scrimmage on that swing pass or screen, it's just very, very difficult to just prevent that to go any further. Any shorter than 5 or 6 yards. So great play by the defense back-to-back.
And time expires on the return, and that should bring us to halftime. Still waiting for the whistle. And there it is. So 13-6, the score at halftime. Florida Storm out in front in this one. In what's been an interesting game so far, Ramos, with some big runs, but not a lot of scoring. Well, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I think it was Denver early on and Florida just a little bit later on in the first quarter, and it's been all Florida ever since, they got their first points of the game pretty much. Beletsky has had an unbelievable game, and so has the pass rush of this Florida Storm. As you can see, Dominguez with 2 sacks, Tomaella with 1. And as far as Denver goes, a lot of promising things going on offensively. They can pass the ball, but I think they have to do a better job at run blocking for O'Shaughnessy.
Matt Fennick and Ethan Sneed, so far the 2 players with the most work here in this one. Charlie Beletsky with a few big runs, though, so he's had good production on the stat line, just has not been able to find the end zone quite yet. Eric Price, the rookie quarterback for the Nightwings, doing what he needs to do to try to keep his team in it, but so far just 2 field goals, and he keeps getting sacked, Ramos. Alex Dominguez with a couple already in this one, and I would not be at all surprised if we end up calling his name some more in this replay. That huge 4-point saving tackle by Fuentes. I can't believe that he caught Beletsky.
Yeah, what an effort right there by the linebacker. It was just an unbelievable chase down and a great tackle. One thing is chasing a player down, and the other thing is actually bringing him to the ground. So, great job by the backer.
6'5", 260 pounds with that sort of speed. Jose Fuentes, why don't you try yourself out at tight end? You got any hands? Can you catch a ball? Interested to see that. Coming over to the Nightwings in free agency is one of the 7 players that I mentioned that is helping to not rebuild the roster, but reload. After another championship season, some key retirees and players leaving in free agency. They're refilling the roster with some veterans and some rookies. Jose Fuentes coming over from Sioux Falls, part of a dynamic trio of linebackers that had been doing their thing out in Sioux Falls for quite a while. Split that up so we could come out here to the Nightwings, and made a huge play here in this one. So let's get the second half of action started with Quintero taking it out of his own end zone. I'm Mike Daggs, joined in the booth tonight by the fellow Hall of Famer of mine, Ramos Lynn. It's a great convention weekend. Lots of exciting activities going on, and this is the final game to wrap up action here before everybody packs up and heads back home. So Eric Price out onto the field on offense to get things started here in half number 2. Going to hand the ball off to O'Shaughnessy and some decent yardage. Oh, look at the effort there to gain 9. O'Shaughnessy now with 57 yards on the day, most of which came from that one long run that he had, 33 yards.
Yeah, and that's the first time actually they're able to run the ball to the inside with success. It's been all, running to the outside and short passes.
On 2nd down and 1, O'Shaughnessy will get the ball again, bounces to the outside this time. Can't get a lot, but enough for a first down. It'll move the chains.
Great move of the chains right there by O'Shaughnessy. And very important here for Denver to string some first downs and let the defense rest, and hopefully for them get some points.
O'Shaughnessy, the last draft pick of the Denver Nightwings, picked in round 3, pick number 17, and getting a prominent role right on day 1. So Price trying to go deep down the right sideline, trying to hit Keel, but that one is well defended by Ryan Davidson. Pass is incomplete.
Another one-on-one, and it's been that case here for the Storm. It's been one-on-ones, really. We haven't seen much of, like, bracket coverage, where two players are in the area. It's just been, the defensive coordinator leaving this players on an island, and they're coming away with some pass deflections.
Price hands the ball off, but the Storm defense was ready for that one. Tackled for a 3-yard loss on the play. Powering through the line, Tomaello.
Yeah, and it's going to be a 3rd and 13, and Denver has not had any success really with 3rd and longs. It's going to be another of this, 4 wide receiver sets. This could be some slants, and even if you catch them, let's see if they can get a first down.
Now Price is going to go over the middle and somehow connected with Logan Keel, just getting the ball past the defenders, and Keel celebrating that one, and rightfully so. Nice deep pass over the middle, right past the logo, getting first down yardage into Florida territory. First down and 10 now from the Florida 22. Offset eye formation. O'Shaughnessy takes the handoff. Oh, it looked like the blocks were setting up nice, but ends up gaining only 6 on that one. Well, still a nice gain of 6. 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, and that gets enough for a field goal range, actually. It will be a long field goal, about a 52-yarder or so. But, in this drive, they could come away with some points unless they get sacked or turn the ball over for sure.
Trips down to the bottom. Price, quick pass over the middle. That one is caught. Hauled in by Bryce Battle. Have not called his name a lot in this one, but he's able to connect on that one. Gets it down into the red zone. First down and 10 from the 18 now. So fresh set of downs inside the red zone. 8 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. 3 in the backfield with Price under center. O'Shaughnessy takes the handoff, breaks through a couple of tackles, and one man to beat. Can't get past the defender, Ryan Tobin, gets the tackle.
Yeah, and that's really the first time they go in that heavy set. They've gone in different types of heavy sets, but that's the first time they go into that one, and a good run to the outside. If he just stretches out to the outside just a little bit more, it could have been a touchdown.
O'Shaughnessy is going to get the first down on this one, setting up a first down and goal from the 6. O'Shaughnessy featured heavily on this drive and doing pretty good. It was mentioned it earlier. It was kind of a rough outing last week. 13 carries for 22 yards. Only averaging 1.7 yards per carry. Couldn't find the end zone last week, and only had a long of 12. And Price sacked once again. Dominguez now with 2.5 sacks.
Yeah, and how huge would it be for Denver to come away with a touchdown here, but Not a great play. Second down and goal at the 10, so it's still not too far away. Basically what you try to do here is get, 4 or 5 yards and make it a third and long and shorter, excuse me, than 10
Price
yards.
gets it to O'Shaughnessy and can't gain much on that one. They'll spot him a yard. Third and goal now from the 9. So almost certain that it'll be a pass on this next down, Ramos.
Yeah, it has to be. Third and goal at the 9. Your ball is at the left hash, and you go on straight. I think it's gonna be some slants. Let's see if they can catch the ball and get in the end zone after the catch.
Price looking, fires towards the end zone, and that one's caught. Touchdown, Nightwings.
Beautiful play call. And a great decision right there by the rookie quarterback. I mean, when you have this type of plays, basically you have 5 wide receivers or receivers in general at your disposal. You have to pick the right one who's the most open, and that was Quintero. Great play and great pass.
And 6 points on the board now for the Nightwings, their first touchdown of the ball game. Matt Fennick on for the extra point try to tie this one back up. Good snap kick on its way. It's up and it's good. And we are knotted back up 13-13 in this one. Ramos, we talked about it in the opening season 16 championship rematch, a game that featured 10 lead changes, including that final lead change on the walk-off field goal for the victory. And this is actually the 10th meeting between these two franchises. They first met all the way back in Season 9 under 2 different names. It was the Alaska Storm versus the San Antonio Vaqueros. Alaska coming away with the victory in that 133-31. And they've met, well, a whole bunch of times since then, actually in 2 championships. They also met in the Season 12 championship game, where Florida was able to pull away the victory. They were still the Alaska Storm for Season 12 and Season 13, moving down to Florida in Season 14. But, pretty much every game that they've ever played, the winning team has scored 30 or more points. The only exception came back in Season 14 when Florida eked out a 13-10 win over the Nightwings. So should expect some more points in this one. Oh, Ron Cochran getting this one away. Hit as he throws, and E.J. Minson a diving catch.
Yeah, unbelievable. And you were saying about this game is just as tight as the previous one.
Yeah.
If we combine those 2 scores, that's a total of Florida 44, Denver 43.
Yep.
The previous championship game was 31-30. Today we are 13-13, and the championship game of a few seasons ago was 37-35. So every time these teams face up, it's just a very close matchup.
They always put on a show. Cochran trying to keep putting on a show, and he does. A dart over the middle, connecting with Zarkov in stride, getting down to the Denver 19, and just like that, the Storm are in the red zone.
Yeah, an unbelievable throw, and all of a sudden the deep pass is working for both teams actually after it just didn't work at all earlier on in the game. That time around, Zarkov with a deep pass, and when you think about deep throws here for the Storm, you really don't think much about the tight ends. You think more about the wide receivers, but a great play by the Storm offense.
Cochran gets this one out to Beletsky, and Beletsky, steps out of bounds, gets the first down, but my goodness, put that man down into the turf.
Yeah, an unbelievable play and a touchdown saving tackle right there by the defensive back. If Beletsky is able to stay in bounds, that could have been a touchdown, but it's either way going to be a first and goal. And this time I think Beletsky will have a little bit more stamina than the last time, so I think they will give him the ball to him again here.
Linebacker Sam Blanchett just absolutely leveled by Beletsky. Good thing that's not somebody that's at the convention. I would have been embarrassed for him. Beletsky takes the handoff again. This time gets up to the 6-yard line. Second down and goal, 5 yards away from 200.
And it's 6 yards away for a touchdown, so if he runs the ball here for a score, he will get past the 200-yard mark, and he will get his first score of the game.
And he gets the handoff on this one, and there it is. He passes the 200-yard mark on the day and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Storm.
Great play, great blocking again. That's been a norm basically for the Storm's offense. Just great blocking so far. As the fullback, they don't have J.W. Doyle anymore in this offense, but the running game looks pretty good today, and it looked pretty decent last week as well.
Yeah, it absolutely did, and it's some big yardage last week, even bigger yardage this week, and what an answer there by the Storm for against the Nightwings, and the Nightwings finally able to get a touchdown on the board, and just like Cochran has done so many times throughout his career, just marches his team methodically down the field, sets up Beletsky to get a 6-yard touchdown rush. They retake the lead in this one now 20-13 here in Florida. You can visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6, which is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. I'm sure a lot of people at the convention sporting apparel from Sector 6 this weekend. You can also get SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. Sector 6 features replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. You can get the gear that the fans wear with Sector 6, 97 Sports Promotions, and the SFL. Quintero brings that one out to the 24. Eric Price back out onto the field on offense, looking to answer the Storm, who just put 7 up on the board. O'Shaughnessy having a decent day, 14 carries, 74 yards. And gets another carry here. Tries to get around to the outside, but only able to add 2 onto the total.
Another great tackle right there by Davidson.
Second down and 8. O'Shaughnessy taking the handoff again, hit right at the line and brought down for no gain on the play. Will be a 3rd down and 8, and not the answer that they're looking for yet.
Not yet. It's going to be a 3rd and 8, and they're going to go under center. But I think this is a good time for an out route. They have to go a little bit longer than that.
And there's the out route. Ramos called it, but not quite enough. Logan Keel with the catch, but that one was well defended by Eric Hammer. Stops him 1 yard shy of the line to gain. 4th and 1 from the 33. They're going to need to punt this one away.
Yeah. If it was at midfield or so, you may think of going for it, but again, you cannot go for it on 4th and 1 at the 33. Get tackled for a loss, and basically you're gifting the Storm at least 3 points, so you have to kick it away.
And visit the SFL's YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFL for an archive of every game, every draft, every moment that you might have missed since the Simulation Football League got its start all the way back in 2013. SFL YouTube features top 10 plays of the week, archived people behind the players segments, and all the major milestones in league history. 1st down and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Ron Cochran back out under center with 2 receivers split out wide to the left. Cochran goes quick pass over the middle. How was that not picked off? The tip drill falls down to the turf. Adam Wiseman got his hands on it, but could not pick it away.
Yeah, great play by Vasquez again. If you're not going to come away with the interception, what you're going to do is tip it away to one of your teammates, and unable to make the interception, either one of the 2 Denver Nightwings that could have gotten the interception. And that could have been huge for the Nightwings there.
Yeah, absolutely. After a 3 and out on that last possession, would have been nice to get the ball back in this sort of starting field position. But Beletsky's going to get the ball, spins past the first defender, and now they're going to spot him with a 3rd and inches. I thought he fell across the line.
Yeah, me too. That's actually worth a challenge, considering running the ball to the inside especially has not been easy. I will probably challenge it, but they're not going to do it.
Nope, they send the offense back out there. Cochran changing the play, looking at the 8 defenders in the box, probably. And he's going to hand the ball off anyway, and Beletsky, he can't get there. Wrapped up almost immediately by Raska Santagria, and it's going to be a loss on the play. 4th down and 3, and you have to wonder if Max Paul's on the sidelines right now kicking himself for not throwing that flag and at least giving it a shot.
Yeah, I do agree. And that play was all Papino. Obviously, he doesn't get credited with a tackle, but he forced that play to be not stretched to the outside, to go to the inside, and then the Nightwings were able to get the tackle for a loss.
Nightwings special teams coming for the block there. Can't get it, but Quintero tries to sidestep a couple of defenders. Gets his way back up to the 25-yard line. So a 3 and out for both teams on their past 2 possessions. But the Nightwings back out on offense. Looking at that scoreboard and the trailing by 7 points, they want to tie this one back up. Price to throw on 1st down, gets it into O'Shaughnessy's hands. Going to be a short gain of 2. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your project, visit apmmusic.com.
A run to the outside could work here.
Now they're going to run straight up the middle, and that did not work. Big sexy Alex Dominguez wraps him up. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, I think they had enough blocking on the outside with a couple of tight ends, and there was basically nobody holding that edge. So a missed opportunity right there by the Nightwings, but they can probably get the 1st down here on 3rd and 8.
4 wide receiver set. Price in the shotgun. Throws over the middle, incomplete. Trying to get that one into the hands of Jared Battle. And knocked out of the hands, falls to the turf. Another quick 3 and out.
Yeah, and now it's the Florida Storm who can get pretty decent field position. With the ball at 27, maybe they can get the ball around, probably at their own 45-yard line. And considering the fact that Florida has been able to get some big plays in this game, it could just take one for them to get in scoring position.
Oh, high snap is hauled in by Wiseman, and a fair catch called for by Blackwell. Florida will take over on their own 39 field position for this drive. Couldn't get anything going last time, but with a 7-point lead, Ramos, and seeing what Beletsky's been able to do to the Nightwings defense so far today, I would expect to see a heavy dose of Beletsky on this drive.
I do agree. I think that's the main thing they have to do, as Denver's defense has not been able to successfully stop him consistently.
Beletsky runs to the outside this time, gains 3. I was waiting for that stiff arm again, and it was actually Sam Blanchek again on the tackle, redeeming himself from when he got just thrown down into the grass on that touchdown drive.
Yep. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter.
All right. Quarter number 3 in the books. 1 remains here in Florida. Storm out in front, 20-13 over the Nightwings. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Ramos Lynn. Wrapping up action at the SFL convention here in Houston, Texas. League City, to be exact. Cochran to throw on 2nd and 7. Gets in Beletsky's hands. What a spin move. And turns on the afterburners. Gets up to the 32-yard line. Yeah. That was a great move there by Beletsky.
It really is. And he is getting to about 250 scrimmage yards in today's game. Most of them, obviously, through the ground. But no chance for the defender right there with that spin move, and enough for a 1st down. and getting into field goal range as well.
Florida could extend their lead, make it a two-score ball game. Two-score game on this drive. Cochran changing the play at the line. Quick pass over the middle. Gets it into the hands of Veridin Zarkov. And gains 6.
Yep. And the main thing for Florida here is not turning the ball over. A field goal here will be huge for them. Being up by 2 scores. So it's just all about not turning the ball over.
And Boletsky takes another outside run, extends his arms forward and falls for first down yardage, continuing to pile on to his big day.
Yep. Another first down, and every first down, every one of those is just very painful for the Nightwings. I mean, there's still enough time, but this is most certainly going to end up with some points, and then the Nightwings are going to have to get something big. Oh, that was almost something big.
I was going to say that was almost something big for the Nightwings as Nick Kindler got his hands on that one. If he had been able to spin his body around, could have came away with a pick. Right as you were guaranteeing some points on this drive, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I said as long as they don't turn the ball over, to be fair. But yeah, that was pretty close. That was pretty close. And another 3 wide receiver set.
Second down and 10, just outside the red zone. Boletsky gets it into the red zone and a little bit more. Gets a cold shoulder from Josh Vasquez. Now with 210 yards on the ground. And man, I would have thought it was even higher than that at this point, but 210 is the official stat number.
Yeah, and to be fair, Denver has done a pretty decent job on kind of containing him in the second half, compared to the first half when he had almost 200 yards already in the first. About 2 quarters of play, it's not been that bad in the third and fourth.
Cochran fires over the middle. That one's caught. Blackwell catches the first down pass. Sets up a first down and goal 7 yards away from the end zone.
Yeah, we haven't heard much of the rookie other than returning kicks and punts, which is his specialty. That's a big play, though, for him, though. Look for another run to the outside here to the near side, Mike.
Cochran hands the ball off. Indeed, another run to the outside. Boletsky spins. But the veteran, Josh Vasquez, saw that one coming, wraps up his ankles. Makes the tackle, only a gain of 3. Second and goal.
Just 4 more yards to go here for the Storm. Seems like a similar formation, but the tight end is tied to the line.
Cochran standing at the 10, gets it into Boletsky's hands once again, and only a gain of 1 on the play. Rosca Santagria getting the tackle. Third down and goal now from the 3.
Yeah, decent job. I am, getting some a positive yard out of that play. Could have been for much, much worse. And yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and it's gonna be 3 yards only for a touchdown here.
Holding him to a field goal would be huge for the Nightwings defense. And they do just that. Adam Wiseman plowing straight into Boletsky. 4th and goal now from the 3. And, even with this field goal, Ramos, it's still going to be a 2-score game. But, a 10-point game, a lot easier to come back from than a 17-point game or 14-point game, excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely. Every point, that Florida can get, as I said at the beginning, is just crucial. And being up 2 scores now is going to be a tough task for the Nightwings.
19-yard field goal is up and through. 23-10 here in Florida. Interesting stat, Ramos. They've met 10. Well, this is the 10th meeting between these teams, but only the the 3rd time that they have ever played in Florida. Well, actually, if you want to be technical about it, it's the first time that they've ever actually played in Florida. The other 2 games where the Florida franchise was the home team, it was both in Alaska. So it's a lot of times to meet that you always are meeting in Denver or San Antonio. But Florida they won both of their other 2 home games against Denver, and out in front by 10 in this one, as Denver takes possession of the ball back over at their own 25-yard line. Starting to get into crunch time. 7 minutes to go in the ball game, and you haven't shown that you can do a lot of big chunk plays. Need to score, get the ball back, and score again. Price out route up to the top. That play's been working for them all game long. Gains 5 on that one.
It's a combination of 2 things here for Denver. Number one, obviously they need to get a score. Even a field goal is going to be okay, as long as you can get it quickly. And the second thing is save as much time as possible. So it's only 5 yards, but at least you can stop the clock momentarily until it gets, put back again.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 2nd down and 5.
Same play here.
They are playing off on the top. Price taking his time snapping the ball. Play action. The out route is once again open up at the top. So, if they're going to play off on Logan Keel, you may as well throw it his way. 14 catches for 155 yards now.
Yeah, most of them again on the out route, but he did get a huge post route on the last possession, or a couple of possessions back, and he's been the main target both on the passing game and overall. They have not given the ball to a
Price out route down to the bottom this time. Getting it into the hands of Jeremy Mosley, the tight end.
Yeah, it's also been pretty quiet so far. They have put a couple of plays where he is one of the main targets, a couple of those slant routes and stuff like that, but they have not gone his direction a lot. It's been mostly Logan Keel.
Three wide receiver look here on 2nd down and 7. Price throws the ball over the middle, and that one is caught once again to Logan Keel. He's also having a monster day. Gets it into Florida territory inside 6 minutes.
His 15th grab of the day. That time on a slant route. Just ahead of the safety. For a first down. And again, if they can get in field goal range, which is about 10 yards from here, it's good to come away with 3 points at least, and it's again a 1 possession game.
Price out route down to the bottom. Keel falls his way out of bounds, stopping the clock after a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4.
Yep, and again, just about 4 or 5 yards away from scoring position. It's basically as soon as they get a first down. Even running the ball here on 2nd and 4 would not be the worst idea.
Clock continuing to roll now as we approach the 5-minute mark. Price dumps this one down to R.E. Mills. Haven't seen a lot out of Mills in this game, but gets the first down there up to the 28-yard line. And, you got Matt Fennick on the team now to kick for Denver. He was 2 of 3 last week. He did miss one. His long was a 38-yarder. Last season he went 16 of 17. So, doesn't miss often, but it's always hard to replace a player like Kramer Jackman that only missed one ever.
Yeah.
His whole career. Price gets this one out to O'Shaughnessy. 3-yard gain, and they're going to go into the no huddle. And Ramos, I think that's a good idea because, as you mentioned, you want to try to save some time here.
Yes.
Price to O'Shaughnessy again. Blocker out in front, but well defended by the Storm. In the 3rd down and 4. Well inside field goal range now. Price going back to the well one more time. And O'Shaughnessy can only gain 2. It sets up a 4th and 3. And they will settle for that field goal. But like you said, it's not that big of a deal. It's still a good thing.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Now, the thing is that, they may kick the ball on sides. Here, I will kick it deep. I do see both sides. You have not been able to stop Beletsky all game long. But with 3 timeouts, I will kick it deep.
37-yarder. up and good. And Denver cuts into that lead by 3, making it once again a 7-point ball game.
Yeah, so let's see what's the decision here by the special teams coach, and it's going to be an onside. So without Kramer Jackman, let's see if Fennec can make it successful. Again, I see it. You have not been able to stop Beletsky all game long.
And the onside try is away and easily covered by Florida. And not only was it easily recovered by Florida, but Ramos, they're basically already in Ethan Sneed field goal range.
That is correct, and that was not a very good onside attempt. Kudos to the Storm hands team. It was caught cleanly and then ran for a few yards even. So big kudos to that and their special teams coach. Now it's all sell, just buy the run. As a defense, just throw everything at the run.
And
like
they
that.
did just that. Just what the Ramos ordered. Hugo Reynosa, the 290-pounder, falling onto Beletsky, cutting into his yardage total. Beletsky back down to 210 now on the day.
And Beletsky is saying, Coach, thank you very much, but you're killing my average.
The average and the yardage total suffered a little bit on that one. But, that 3-yard loss, brings up an interesting scenario because they were in Ethan Sneed range, but now they're on the outer edge of that.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see what the defense can do, see if they can knock them back and maybe force a punt. And Beletsky says, nope, hang on, I'm going to go get big yards here all the way up to the 29-yard line. That's up a 3rd down and 3. But, a field goal for Florida, just like we said, a field goal for Denver was okay. Well, a field goal for Florida is more than okay because it makes it a 2-score ball game again and inside 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, you have to think that a field goal pretty much ices the game here for the Storm. It's still not a guarantee, but the way the game has gone, it will be pretty much a done deal. This is going to be another run to the outside. Let's react to it.
Cochran under center, letting as much time tick away as possible. Beletsky takes the handoff and gets stopped. So the clock will continue to roll down to the 2-minute warning, and then we'll see the field goal on the other side. Coverage of the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports returns next week after the convention. On Saturday, August 14th, Charleston will host rival Carolina, followed by a dramatic playoff rematch between the defending champion Denver Nightwings and the Arizona Scorpions. Stay tuned to the SFL social channels and the league website for updated kickoff times. 2 minutes to go here in Florida. The Storm out in front, 23-16, with Ethan Sneed coming out onto the field to try to once again make it a 2-score ball game. This one will be from about 43 yards out from the right hash. Denver looking to get the block here. Good snap, good hold, kick on its way. It's up, and it is good from 43. Denver is now looking at a 10-point deficit once again with less than 2 minutes to go. So it'll be no huddle from here on out, Ramos.
Yeah, absolutely. And basically the thing that has not worked for Denver much in this game, which is throwing the ball deep, is what they have to do now. Those out routes, were good for the first 3 and something quarters, but I don't think they're going to be too useful here with 1:56 left.
Quintero has his mind on potentially making a big play here to help out his team on this return. Takes it from the goal line. Runs up the middle, but well defended by the Storm special teams unit. First down and 10 from the 23-yard line. And, Ramos, like you said, Eric Price coming back out onto the field. It's going to be trying to get some big passing yards. Although, if Florida wants to give them that out route, I'm sure they'll keep on taking it. And,
Sure.
Look up at the top.
I think this is going to be a post route to Logan Kielda.
Price in the gun. Goes deep down the right side, and that almost ended it right there. Ryan Davidson got his hands on that ball. And it falls to the turf, 2nd down and 10, with the clock stopped with 1:48.
Yeah. But at the same time, that's what you have to do. I mean, if it gets intercepted, so be it. That you just have to throw the ball deep and try to get closer to at least tying the game. So you just have to keep chucking it deep, and they're gonna go in the same formation. So probably a similar play here.
Price alone in the backfield. Quick pass over the middle, and that one is caught for first down yardage. Bryce Battle gets another catch, and they will kind of strut back to the line. A little sense of urgency would be preferred. Price going down the left side this time. Logan Keel, a jumping catch, but stays in bounds.
You have to clock it here.
Yeah. Denver trying to save those timeouts, and they're not
Maybe
going to
not.
clock it. Oh, and the ref was in the way, too. He fell down. The pass is caught by Logan Keel. He gets inside the 30. They're going to continue on in the hurry-up. I think they like the look that they have on defense right now because they're going to not clock this one either. Price down the left side and trying to hit Keel, but it was nearly picked off once again. A couple of dangerous passes on this drive that, fortunately for the Nightwings, have not been turnovers. Second down and 10, minute 6 to go, clock stopped.
Yeah, and they're pretty aggressive right now. I think they're going to just keep the offense on the field. It would not be the worst idea to put the field goal unit here, get the field goal, and still have a minute left to get an onside and score a touchdown.
I agree. Or honestly, even kick it deep. You still have all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, that's true.
Price fires over the middle, caught by Battle. First down and 10 from the 14. Inside 1 minute to go now. Price back to the line, takes the snap, looks towards the end zone, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Alessandro Tomaello with probably his 5th hit on Price now.
Yeah, or maybe, between him and Alex Dominguez, it's, they both have a pretty good game so far.
They've been all over him all day. I think there's 3 or 4 sacks between the two of them.
Yeah.
But at least that many hits as well. They've been very disruptive. A lot of tackles for a loss on O'Shaughnessy as well. Price on second down gets it to O'Shaughnessy, and that play is
timeout. Yeah.
One. That's not what the doctor ordered. Denver's going to have to burn their first timeout. Third down and 11.
Yeah, I know. The wide receiver got bumped off the line, so I think the rookie Price got just a little bit, happy feet, and yeah.
46 seconds to go in the ball game. 4 wide receiver look for the Nightwings. Price, play action, fires over the middle. That one is caught. Believe that was that R.E. Mills that got that catch.
I think it was. Yes.
They burned their second timeout, 1 remaining. As they try to get it. Let's see. They'll kick the field goal here, I would assume. And
you have
Matt
to
Fennick,
kick it here. Just make it a 1-possession game.
Matt Fennick on for the field goal try, but now with only 1 timeout remaining, now you have no choice. You got to go for the, and it'll all come down to that. But first, the field goal. This one from about 22, 23 yards. Oh, nearly blocked. And it's up and good, officially from 22. And there were Storm special teamers all over the football, but somehow Fennick's still able to get it through the uprights. And now for his second onside try of the ball game. Hopefully this one gets a little bit better of a bounce for Denver. Hopefully for them, anyway. Fennick kicks this one away. High bounce, and it's easily fielded once again by the Florida Storm. And with that, Ramos, I think all they got to do is kneel it down twice, and they should be able to walk out of here with the win. Just a couple of kneel downs away to go, and the Florida Storm will advance to 2-1 on the season. Cochran kneels this one away, and Denver will burn their final timeout. Coverage of the Simulation Football League on For the Fans returns after the convention in Week 4, Sunday, August 15th. It's an epic slate. Features Brian Craven, Doug Day, and Cameron Collier of Louisiana welcoming their old team, Lone Star, down to the Bayou and the high-flying DC Dragons in a rematch of last season's overtime thriller with the Mexico City Aztecs. Stay tuned to the SFL social channels and the league website for updated kickoff times. Ron Cochran takes one final knee, and the clock will tick away in this one. 26-19 will be your final, and Florida is going to come away with the victory.
Yeah, very well-deserved victory here for the Florida Storm, who played really well, especially, after that first quarter. In the early portions of the game, they kind of struggled just a little bit, but, once they got the first touchdown, it was a really solid win for them.
And the clock has struck 0 here in Florida, and that is the final. The Florida Storm will advance to 2-1 on the season. Denver Nightwings will fall to 1-2 as we look through the final stats here in this one. 311 passing yards for the Nightwings to only 162 for the Florida Storm, but I think the difference here is the rushing totals, over 200 yards for Charlie Beletsky, and that's going to be the difference maker in this one, as he was able to run his way to victory for the Storm. Only one rushing touchdown, though. Kind of funny when you look at that yardage total. Next up for the Denver Nightwings, they will visit Mexico City, take on the Aztecs, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. For the Florida Storm, they will hit the road next week. They head down to Fort Worth. They will take on the Toros. Simulation Football League action returns on Saturday, August 14th. Charleston at Carolina should be the game that kicks things off in that one as we roll through the final highlights. So pretty sure it's going to be Charlie Beletsky that's the player of the game. Ron Cochran had a fantastic game himself, but Charlie Beletsky with that 91-yard rush, I still maintain was 92. A lot of good plays by the offense and the defense too. Sometimes I feel like some of the defenders should potentially get player of the game. Alex Dominguez with a couple of big sacks. Tomaello with good stops, but Charlie Beletsky, 22 attempts, 222 yards, 1 touchdown, even had 41 receiving yards. A great job all around by Beletsky. That's it here in Florida. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on YouTube. For Ramos Lynn, our commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine, I am Mike Daggs. Final score, Florida 26, Denver 19. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
Thank you.